Mike and Ming have the nut to come in on this.
Like, I've done things that I don't really want to do for the money.
What is it that you're afraid is going to happen, though, if you fail?
Yeah, nobody cares about you, so you're not letting anyone down.
Yeah. Well, when you put it that way.
Really? I mean... Tell him, Steve Dave.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Tell 'em Steve Dave. Pop! That's the sound of the cherry on this new microphone that we had to buy since Ming stole our other ones.
Woo.
There won't be any clicking. I don't think so.
Unless Walt's microphone's clicking.
It sounds pretty good to me. Walt's been giving me shit saying I'm responsible for clicking and all sorts of
No, you're
other
not
phantom
responsible
sounds.
for clicking, but, I mean, I would think...
No, fuck it. You're responsible.
Right,
How do I word this?
If you're handling the recording, yeah. I
To
guess
be blunt.
Well, it wouldn't be. I wouldn't be responsible, would I?
No.
Okay. And it probably wouldn't be Q. He didn't bring the equipment. He didn't set it up.
No,
So,
it wouldn't be.
I mean, it would have
our
it would
normal
just-
our normal
by-
equipment wasn't here.
By
That was the
default,
problem.
It would
Right, it
fall
falls
your
on
shoulder.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You take it, and I love that you got those big, broad shoulders, and you take it. And
I'll carry it.
You take responsibility, and you man up to it, and I love that about you. That that wasn't always the case.
Yeah, you know what? You know what changed me? Watching my mother refuse to be wrong about anything. And always trying to like no matter what, like that moment of like, all right, how am I going to just put this little tiny wedge in here and then try to spread it as much as I can and let the fucking truth fall through, get lost, and I'll just be right. And isn't that really what matters? Right, Mom? All right.
Well, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm curious how important is it to be right for you personally? Like,
I guess it depends on what we're talking about, right?
Just in general, in general, how important is it for you to be?
I like how you're baiting me with this as if most people are like, well, I love being wrong. So I guess like 1% of the time, I guess, is like, who doesn't want to be right all the time? Of course. It's a 10. Nothing's more important.
There are people out there who don't care if they're right. They truly don't let it affect them. They carry on
Through lives with smiles on their faces.
Yeah, they're just
Not
so
caring.
beaten down. Yeah.
And so it's a 10
I'm
for
probably
you?
going to be wrong anyway. No, I'll give it. It's going to be high though. It's going to probably be like an 8. Yeah.
I was going to say it's probably in the 9 range.
Yeah, you think 9
that
point
needle's
something?
almost touching 10, I think.
Right.
Do you feel like you're normally right?
I will give I feel like, well, it depends. Again, it depends on what. Am I making life decisions for me? And no. That's where the 0.5% of being wrong.
So where it counts.
I'm saying-
When it matters most.
yeah.
Say la vie.
Yeah. That's what I'm like, fuck it. Yeah, other. I mean, look. I guess I'm wrong a lot on this show because people love to tell you when you get like something wrong about it. Like, hey, man, if you don't know about walls in Mexico, then don't talk about them.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Don't talk about anything.
you're in that strange or that you're doing what a lot of people don't do, though. You're putting your opinions out there, and if you are willing to put your opinions out there, you're going to have to, accept that.
Can I
there's
live in
gonna be-
whatever world you live in where people aren't putting their opinions out there? Because that's all I see all the time.
Yeah, but you put them out there in a much more public consumption, more so than the average man.
Than the average
Or woman.
say, ghost pussy tweet.
Yeah, like somebody tweets something. I mean, the average person tweets something, it gets seen a little bit, but not. You're doing it to a bit
Right.
bigger base. Don't you agree, Q? I mean, not huge.
Would you call me one of New Jersey's bravest?
Didn't you feel though? I mean, Q. I mean, you could be honest. Didn't you feel early on though that like he could say no wrong? he would. No, he could
Teflon.
say anything, and there'd be no blowback. I mean, the most heinous stuff.
Yeah.
Now the most like innocent things. You just see like rambling of like how just to take him down. It feels like.
Where do
happened?
you see that stuff? I haven't noticed it.
He gets emails.
The internet. Emails too. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean,
Maybe people are just sick of his shit. Maybe it just took this long to just build up.
Yeah, it's over.
Overload. You too. But no, I don't believe so.
No,
The veneer has been scraped away.
maybe-
We see for what you are.
just a metal frying pan with no Teflon on it.
Do you think it may be just a
Regular old
different,
frying pan.
a different listener that was maybe not around or not listening early on? I felt early on like he was like,
I was a golden boy.
oh my god. I mean, like they were just like. Nothing could be said that, and they didn't, and people weren't clapping and going, bravo, bravo, bravissimo, like more. Now
Auteur.
it's like, now they're like, no more, no mas.
Well, you know what?
It's always political stuff.
People-
That's what people don't
Not
want to hear.
always.
No?
No,
No.
What
no,
else?
No. Oh my God. They're like,
I don't know why we talk about political
Any
stuff
number
anymore.
of things?
oh, it could be your personal decisions and your personal actions now.
Yeah,
or
some
even
people get
causing-
mad that I hit my own car with a bat. And
Yeah,
I'm just like, how does
yeah.
that get somebody upset? I don't get it.
I think year one you could have hit your car and people would have been like, it would have been doubled over. And
Right, they would have been.
laughing and-
Well done.
Now I don't know if it's a different listener or they've just grown tired of.
Well, I find that the influx we had of IJ fans that came in are really very accepting. Like they don't really give a shit. I'm proud to say.
So you're saying it's not the influx.
I don't think it's
IJ
newer
fans
ants
that are
because
causing this.
they seem to be cool. Some of the old time people, I think, resent the new time people, and it's creating like a little bad blood, and then that's just putting
Why do I
bad
gotta
blood
pay
in the
for
water.
it?
Fuck, dude, I just had a whole trial. Fucking, I'm still getting shit about the kissing devil.
I was wondering, Q, we were talking we went to L.A.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we went to Hollywood, man. We went out
Did
to
you
Hollywood.
conquer Hollywood?
In a way, yes. I mean, I big timed Q.
you did big time me.
We went to the Rainbow Room.
What's that?
It's a
The Rainbow Bar and
Is it
Grill,
for,
not the Rainbow
is it
Room.
for people who would?
No, it's
No, gross.
the exact opposite. The Rainbow Bar and Grill was in the heart of hair metal. Like Lemmy hung out there.
Yeah? Well,
That was Lemmy's
Lemmy's
place.
not hair metal, though.
No, but it was all types of music. That was Lemmy's place. You could find them there. There's giant statues of him now. They've actually made statues, and they named one of the bars after him.
Okay.
It's like
So you went to the Rainbow
it's where metal.
Room,
It's where metal lived.
lived, but not anymore. Lived
Yeah,
in the
kind of
past
still.
tense.
It's right
huh?
next to the Roxy Theater. It's right near the Whiskey. It's right near the Viper
Would the
Room.
crew have played there?
Oh, for sure. There are pictures on the wall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there are pictures where, like, this is what I like hanging. Like, I really, really like hanging with Q because there's very few people in your life that you can create an entire backstory from one picture of a band, like this band called Straight Jacket, and I had never heard of them, and he had never heard of them.
I've never heard of them.
You've never
What
heard
year
of
would they have been at their height?
It looked like
tell.
80s.
80?
Yeah, it looked like maybe 85 to 90, somewhere in there. But it's that, it's Straight Jacket coming in as a band, wondering why their picture was taken off the wall, asking to talk to the manager. It's just so much fun,
What's so much fun?
just sitting there bullshitting.
Oh.
Just bullshitting
Hours.
for just no mics or no reason, just to do it.
The conversation goes everywhere. It's like old school. It was like fun, man.
Yeah, it was really fun.
I started demanding that my picture be on the wall. It was not received well.
Yeah, well, there was the waitress there. We went in and we hung out. We had some drinks and stuff, and
I didn't really
Then we left.
demand my picture to be on the wall just for everybody who's like, I fucking knew it. He's an asshole. Sadly, we have to explain these things these days, Walter.
Yeah, back in the day, they would have been like, "Oh, well done." But so she, so we get some drinks and shit, and then we leave, and then we come back, and during that time, somebody was like, "Oh, those guys are the one guy's on this show, the other guy's on that show," and when she saw us come back in, she's like, "Oh, hey," And she was like, "Oh, our bartender makes the greatest what was it, martinis or
Margaritas.
Margarita." And as we're walking back to the bar, she's like, "Your show, my brother's real into comics, so I know you." He was like, "I don't know him though." And I was like, "Oh yeah." And then we get to the fucking bar, right? And as the bartender is making the drink, she turns to me. She goes, "You know these aren't free, right?" And for just a split second, I was like, "She's kidding around," but I could see in her face. She's like, "But it's a really great drink." like, it seemed like she had more pull than to tell. Like, I mean, what hard salesmanship? That's a hard sell.
Yeah, especially the fact that we were just sitting at a table with our friends to have dinner and order drinks. Like, why pull us to the bar specifically to get drinks?
Yeah.
Just to show you off?
I don't know. The bartender seemed to not give a fuck or no.
Right.
You're
At
a
all.
show pony?
Yeah. And then she's like, "Great. Look, I hitched my wagon too. This fucking fat nag." Idiot. Yeah, we had meetings and we fucking partied
Yeah, we did a lot of partying.
by watching
Partying?
Blair Witch and
Blair Witch, the Oscars.
Ouija Origins of Evil.
Yeah, we watched a lot of shitty horror movies. We went to see Steel Panther, which is a like throwback hair metal band that like plays in in that style. They do covers and they stay in character the whole time. They bring up like 10 chicks on stage, have them start making out. It's awesome.
They did something though that even I was like, "Oh, you just stop saying it."
Yeah, that
because they're trying to get them the flash. Now, having lived in the 80s and gone to concerts where it's like titties are everywhere, versus today where you would be like, "Oh, well, it's Hollywood and kids are out and fucking like anything goes," but anything does not go. They seem very conscious.
Well, everybody has cell phones now.
Exactly.
Nobody wants to be acting like unprofessional, you know.
I was trying. Nobody would point their camera at me. But yeah,
because there's ramifications now.
Yeah.
But like that, yeah, like everyone has learned that like you can't just go up there, flash your tits, and then be like, "Hey, I want to be a teacher." Like 4 years later, I think there's something wrong with that. But I think those make the best teachers.
Yeah,
those girls.
a life experience, get you going.
Right. It can't be all books. But yeah, these girls were like, no. And I just wanted the guy to stop saying it because it was so obviously not happening. And I stood in the corner and watched people, and they were having a good time.
I was
rocking
blessed.
out. You was rocking
We
out.
were rocking, dude. We were there with Adam Green, a friend of mine, film director, did the Hatchet movies.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, a lot of fun. He's a big
Sounds like
metalhead.
it was a good time.
You should have went. They were asked when we went to the meeting. They asked about you.
They did ask.
Oh, yeah?
about it. Yeah. We
Somebody,
took
a power meeting? My
a-
name was brought up in a power meeting.
Oh yeah.
Was it
Yeah.
the first thing brought up?
Yeah, they're like, wait, where's Paul? At least you should get in.
How far into the meeting did it go before?
Well, it was an hour-long meeting at a huge agency, and it was all about Tell 'em Steve Dave. So it came pretty quick.
Wait a minute. So, I mean, if I'm part of Tell 'em Steve Dave, I didn't even know there was a meeting about Tell 'em Steve Dave.
We should have conferenced you in.
Yeah, I guess we should have conferenced you.
What?
Well, this is your unceremonious ejection.
So
I feel like it's your fault. People.
So
don't
you
like
guys
me
had
as
a
much.
power meeting about Tell 'em Steve Dave.
Yeah, power meeting about it.
Didn't feel a need to mention it to me,
Well, you
but that's
do know.
okay now.
You would know if I told you what we talked about.
Okay, so what was on the?
All the animation stuff.
Oh, okay.
It was that's what I'm saying. Like the stuff we talked about.
Not the clay animation.
No, they asked about clay animation, and I said, "Well, I had a
You
guy."
guys are the guys. You're the clay guys. Yeah.
Different animation. That
Different
hasn't been seen yet.
Right,
by the
exactly.
public.
Right.
Special secret animation that's going to.
Right.
It's going to turn your notice from clay to regular animation, hopefully.
Well, what happens is like you work with people who are easy to work with and do their job, and you want to carry them with them into a bigger project.
Bring them into power meetings.
That's what we're trying to do. Trying to reward the people who have done good work for us.
Okay. All right. So how did it go then?
We're pretty fucking well.
Was it? So, did you sign any papers?
We have a little homework to do. Vector Management, who's my management company, is going to be cutting
a check for me.
Cutting a check for you, yes. He's going to be cutting.
Make sure Walt gets this. That was the first thing he said. He got a check when we walked in.
Yeah.
What's he get? What you said? I'm sorry, I cut you off. You're going to be cutting a what?
Like a sizzle reel, as they call it in the business, Walt.
A sizzle reel.
Yes.
It'll be your second. Your second sizzle reel.
Yeah. So
really? So we have to make one then.
Yeah, but a lot of the material's already there due to the project we haven't announced yet.
I liked your response to that. The other guy's like, you got to make a sizzle reel. And he just looks at it for a second. He's like, well, who's going to do that? That's like you said. It's not going to be me.
Yeah. So our boy Dex is going to be on that.
Nice.
But, yeah, we got some. We got.
So
I went in with the attitude of like, who wants to expand the podcast? And the agents were like, no, like it's a thing now, like where they're trying to find the right way to exploit podcasts into something else.
We don't have to move out to the West Coast, do we?
We do not.
Okay.
Yeah, you're safe for now.
Yeah, don't worry about that. We all live and work here. So we'll see. We're on it.
Could you see Walt as an LA guy? How would Walt handle LA? Let's say he lives in you'd be a Valley
Burbank.
guy, probably. You live in Burbank. I could see you living in Burbank.
I think Walt could pull it off anywhere.
Yeah?
Yeah, why not?
Beverly
it's warmer
Hills.
out there.
Sure.
Be away from the devils.
Malibu?
That's okay. They suck.
Yeah. I guess.
Originally, I was going to ask you, Q, because we touched on it when we were there. Somebody was talking about I have 2 cats. Now, when I went to get the cats, I filled out paperwork and I gave them money and I walked away with a cat.
Who's they?
The adoption agency, ASPCA. At no point was I like swinging my dick, being like, "I rescued this cat." Now, Q like literally rescued a cat.
Yeah.
Off of the BQE. So, do you take issue with people who are like, "This is a rescue. I rescued this"?
No, I think maybe they did rescue him. Maybe that cat would have been put down if they hadn't got him.
I think anybody who's taking care of an animal rescued that animal, even if they bought it out of a pet store. They rescued that animal. No, I'm serious.
That doesn't sound self-serving at all.
I'm serious.
Even if that dog is $5,000.
Even if that dog, it was a $5,000 dog. I rescued that puppy, and he probably would have been put down.
Right, it was his last day. They had in his cage there was a calendar with X's on it.
But like, if I want to say I rescued him, like, are you really going to take umbrage with that? Are you really going to give me a hard time?
Yeah, a little
Why?
bit. Because to rescue something, by definition, means to save from peril or a situation that's, get him's more of a rescue than your dog.
Yeah, but you know what, though, dude? Here's why I don't want to argue with the rescue term, because if it makes people feel good and it gets more people out there adopting cats, then I'm fine with the verbiage that gets these cats and dogs nice homes.
Okay.
If it makes them feel good.
Yeah, if you feel good about yourself, isn't that what life is all about? Just like,
You know, Bri, how you feel good about yourself all the time?
No, trying to
exactly
achieve it. Well, no, trying to achieve it, I mean.
No.
Isn't that what life's all about? Trying to achieve it?
Trying to achieve
Trying
happiness?
to achieve it. I mean, I'm not saying you're
working towards so many people take for granted.
And if you feel better about yourself by saying you rescued it rather than you purchased it at a store, I mean, I don't see any harm with that. I
say American Express points for it.
Can I use my black card to rescue this poor $5,000 purebred dog? He looks so upset. It's a boutique too. It's not even like a mall pet store. Like you got your
like Park Avenue down the block. Yeah.
But who knows where he may have wound up? Though.
Sure.
He may have wound up where maybe fighting another dog in some sort of dog
Michael
fighting
Vick
ring.
Shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if people pay $5,000 for a bait dog. That seems. I mean, maybe if you're real rich.
He's tough.
Is he tough? You have to carry him up and down the stairs.
Well, yeah. I mean, the only thing that gives him problems are stairs, but otherwise he's.
You rescue him from exercise. I'll give you that much.
He's put on about 40 pounds since I bought him.
Holy
I got him.
shit! Yeah. How big? I thought he's a small dog.
He's a small dog. I mean, you've seen him, right? I mean, he's just a bowling ball. Yeah, he's
Wait, you're talking about your dog and not Get him. I'm getting confused here.
Get him. What are we going to do, man, about you? You got to get in shape.
Yeah, me too. Don't feel bad, Get him.
I'm not saying this to make him feel bad.
Right. No, you know what? According to these guys, they're saying, fuck it. Don't worry about what other people's definitions of you are. All you have to say is like, what? You're unthin.
Yeah, I'm unthin. I'm definitely. I want to join your group, FAT.
Okay, you're in?
Yeah.
Oh, I got fat news, too.
Yeah. And in fact, I even proposed the best date for the upcoming Day Without a Fat Person.
What day is that?
I think the 14th of this month, because it's 3/14. It's Pi Day.
It's my fucking birthday, bro. Can't bail out on my
clever,
birthday.
Get him? I like that.
Hey, you're taking my day from me.
Yeah, but it'll be also.
You'll appreciate it, man. Your birthday, and I'm not going to be around. Neither is Get him, because we're too fucking fat for you, fucking Hollywood.
Yeah,
Fuck
my
you.
dog's not going to show up either.
Yeah, me, Get him, and Walt's dog are going to fucking be marching around outside.
Not too fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not so much March as just sit in a lawn chair.
Yeah. We march half a block, and all three of us are drinking water out of bowls on the sidewalk.
But you know what? Get him also has, like, you're talking to him about his physical,
His carriage.
his health right now, right?
I'm not making fun. I got to be clear. I'm not making fun of him.
But I also
just concerned.
There is definitely something mentally. I don't want to say mentally is too strong a word, but he has
Mentality.
some sort of. I don't know what the proper word is. I don't want to use it. I don't want to use a harsh.
It's not
word.
autism?
No. I think he's afraid of success.
No.
He is. He doesn't want to achieve.
Hell of a job, fucker. You're really good at what you do. That must be the scariest shit ever. He's like fucking Indian snakes, you know? Like, success.
He's terrified of bettering himself. I have offered him a multitude of plans to change his life and to become something more than he is.
Can you give an example of one of these plans?
I have business plans that I offer him that I think I'm not like he thinks I'm fooling around.
Is it like Ralph Cramden type shit?
What happens is his binding guy is going out of business, so he wants me to start taking up binding.
Hold on, no, that you're jumping way ahead of the game.
Okay.
First, you're an apprentice binder to Walt.
No, I told him like he has a truck. He should do what's in vogue right now, is open up a business clearing out houses, and then you get to keep all that stuff that you clear out and go and sift through it before you take it to the dump, and then sell it. And we call it get him out. I told him that we would call it a business. Yeah. And all he's got to do is, and he can market that. He can market that and do a commercial and tell him, Steve Dave, sell Get Him Out T-shirts that he would wear, his crew would wear.
I tell you what, I would even do a commercial for him, like a television, like a local access commercial. I'd do one for him.
Right?
Wait, by him, do you mean them? Because you know there's a silent partner in this business. One without a truck and a willingness to clear shit out of other people's houses.
But I also know why. I do know why he's opposed to this idea. Why he has no interest in it. Because I brought him to my house to move some stuff. And I wound up moving most of it myself because he's so fucking out of shape and so lazy.
That makes it rough.
That makes it tough if that's going to be your business, right?
And your business partner. I mean, Jesus Christ. He's up on the hard sell.
But I thought he could I would be able to look through the truck and sift through the garbage that he got out of the house. I'd be like, okay, we could sell this, we could sell this, we could sell that. The rest goes to the dump. Then we spend.
Then when you're done with the dump, go and list it on eBay.
Yeah, go list it on eBay. But hey, man, I put up all the cash. I'm going to put up all the cash to buy it, but you have no interest in it. And then I also, like he said, I've been
you don't
buying.
have to do it alone. You can go to like Home Depot and pick up one of the workers that are always hanging out there.
That's exactly exactly what was said to
so
him.
PC. One of the workers. Why don't you say what you mean?
Yeah, let it.
Why don't you say it?
Why? Why is that? Why? That's why America is so great. That's why people are coming across that border,
right?
To get to because they're looking for.
Because they can go to
them.
So they can go to Home Depot and work, right? Like they could go down
Make
to
a better life than
used
that.
to be, exactly. I just want Quinn to say it.
To say what?
You know what?
I don't know what you want. Why? Like what? Because they're Mexican? Mexican?
No,
That's not even what I was thinking.
When does that turn into
Fucking
Let's Make
dude.
America Great Again?
Let me tell you something. If Gideon worked half as hard as a fucking,
oh my God, he
those
does.
guys that hang out at the store,
He's
he'd be the next Kevin Smith.
well. Like I asked him, I said,
Without the talent, I guess.
how badly do you want to be able to have your own business and to be financially just responsible in your own, like you made it your way.
Just not embarrassed.
Wait, now are you talking to me or get him?
I said I'd like fuck you money.
No, don't no. But
Who the fuck are you, Joey Fatone? Where are you getting fuck you money?
Yeah, who are you
How long
saying
gotta
F
work
you
for
to?
fuck you money?
Fucking,
Who are
I
you
don't
saying
even have
F you
fucking
to?
money.
To you.
Is that yeah, the guy who's just looking out for him at every angle. He doesn't care.
Who set him up with Get Him Out, and now he's like,
No,
he's
it's
got
not
saved
only
up enough
that.
fuck you money. He's like, fuck you in your comic book store.
Yeah. In essence, yeah, he sticks his middle finger at me daily. He does.
Maybe not literally, but definitely metaphorically.
No, he's not looking.
At every turn.
Yeah, when he's not looking.
And then
He's
what?
got other people with this. He's not going to Mike.
I need Mike here. He's my left arm.
Right.
And Mike's on TV. He doesn't.
Get him's just a bunion on my foot. I I can get him out of the store for 4 or 5 days a week. Have him just work weekends.
The human corn.
But then also what I've been into lately is I've been binding books. Have you ever heard of this, Q? Binding comic books?
I have. I know a buddy of mine's really into it.
It is like a new obsession of mine. Taking series and runs of books that have never been collected in hardcovers,
Yeah.
and making them into a hardcover, and I've become addicted to this almost. But my guy, my supplier,
That's a cat. Don't worry about it.
okay.
I now just travel with cats.
He's leaving the
I
country.
rescued him.
So I believe that.
Yeah.
Just rescued it while he was
Just while he's
off
sitting
mic.
there.
Well, my supplier is leaving the country. He's shutting down his binding business, and I said, "There's a vacuum."
Right.
I said, "Get him. You know how to sew.
Do you?
We have access to.
that's cool.
Actually, aren't you? You said you're quite the seamstress, right? Seamstress.
I don't think I shoot at my own horn
Little
that much,
thimble.
but yes. I have some sewing prowess.
Again, I said, hey, I would invest if you want to start your own book bindery company, and again, no interest.
I have heard a lot of Cullen Bunn, the writer.
Yeah.
He gets all his books binded. He is a guy. If you need a guy,
I'm going to be needing a guy.
he obsessively binds his comics.
Hope it's not the same guy that we were using that's leaving the country.
I know Ming has a foot binding business. Does a healthy black market trade
Speaking
in.
of Ming, Walt actually suggested to Mike and Ming that they start this binding business.
Well, I thought
first.
we all could go
because
in on it.
since they do apparently a comics podcast, that they would have this built-in customer base.
Stop it! Why- You're saying it with a mocking tone in your voice, and it's pissing me off. Because listen to the Q. You're a businessman. That's why these two fucks sit in squalor.
Oh, he's
both
in
of
it.
them,
Yeah.
laughing,
Yeah.
giggling, and laughing without rubbing two dimes together between
Right.
the both of them.
Right.
Listen to this. My idea.
I agree. I agree. You got to try stuff.
Mike and Ming have the nut to
Yeah, all
come
over
in
their
on this.
faces.
To go in on this. To go in on this business plan.
Right.
We start a comic book binding company between us, right?
Right.
What do we have access to? A comic book store with customers who buy comic books.
Right.
We push it to the clientele coming in here. Mike and Ming have a comic book podcast where they could pimp the business continuously.
Right.
Ming has the Photoshop technique and talents to design the perfect website and the book that design the dust jackets and all the bells and whistles that you need to have to start this business. We have everything in place except the moxie and the will and the drive. which is everything. If you don't have any of those,
So we've got nothing.
yeah, you're right. You just said it. We got nothing, and you will continue to have nothing as long as you sit there sitting next to Brian Johnson, laughing like, "Oh, this is great. I have shit, and I will always be shit."
Yeah.
Of course.
Welcome.
It's
this is what it's
astonishing.
like.
It's astonishing that they think it's funny and they don't want to. I mean, Mike
I
was
didn't even
into
get the fucking offer. What do you
but you don't offer anything to the business, though.
All right. So fuck you then.
I will say that. Do you know how much?
Unless we make glue out of your bones.
Why am I like an asshole for not jumping in on the business when you're pretty much useless?
Because I knew you'd just laugh and scoff at it.
No way. I would do a commercial.
At least do as much as Q.
Do you know how much easier my life would be, Walt, if I wasn't constantly trying to branch out and find new areas for me to go into? Like I could just do the TV show and just fucking relax.
But you're driven.
Gotta have drive, man.
You got it.
Gotta make hay while the sun shines.
If you don't have drive, you're just sitting in park, and you're not even in neutral. You're just parked in a fucking
Trailer park.
Drinking foot tall beers.
Tall boys. Yeah. That'd be sweet.
I don't want.
Is that why don't you go in on it? I mean,
yeah, stop fucking laughing.
Yeah,
and just tell us really, why are you afraid of success?
I have a solid reason that this job was not offered to me at all, or it just came to my attention. but you, yeah, like if you can sew and you can haul garbage, then why have you turned down 2 legit business opportunities?
I know nothing about binding other than the fact I can sew, but I'm not even sure how you sew books together. So
you learn.
You're a smart guy. So you've told us, right? Over and over again, every day at the store, you continuously remind us of how smart you are.
smarter than Brian with that banner. Yes.
Always, and okay. Now,
the bar?
listen, I don't know if you have closely now. You'll be laughing together because he continuously tells us how much smarter he is than you for some reason. He loves to
The
point
mark of
that
a true
out.
dummy. Can you imagine? Guess who I'm smarter than? You know that other jerk off who they won't even ask to join their bookbinding
Mike,
business?
no kidding, right? How often does he make a point absolutely for no reason whatsoever to mention that he's smarter than Brian Johnson? Oh, Johnson. He won't even use your first name. He'll use your last
really?
name because
Like with derision?
Yes, yes. It's weird.
Wow.
It's bizarre.
Daily.
Yeah, there's some sort of competition I didn't even know about. That
Me either. Like, do you know how many times in a day I'm like, hey, I'm smarter than Gidim, you know this, right? Like, 0.
I was going to say,
0.
has it ever come up ever?
Not once. No. Let alone multiple times a day.
I think I learned how to shoehorn it in.
Oh, and he does. He doesn't even shoehorn. It doesn't shoehorn it in gracefully. It's always awkwardly
Yeah,
to
like,
people who don't even know who Johnson even is.
Yeah, somebody's like, oh man, my elbow smarts. They're like, hey, you know who's not smart? At least not as smart as me.
Johnson.
Johnson, huh? Who's that? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
But can
He's
you
nothing.
can you just tell us why you don't want to try to become just like your own man? Wouldn't that be awesome? I think it would be just very, especially you got people who want you to succeed, and people in your camp.
I think, like most people, I'm afraid of failure.
Well, you've mastered that, so don't be afraid. I think Walt's right.
But
You're afraid of
definitely on
success.
the.
I don't want to fail at being a failure.
But you have to fail. You know, not everything's a fucking.
Success.
Yeah, sometimes you got a claymation movie on your resume. You know what I'm saying? Like, not everything's you have to try to fail. You'll get to something eventually.
I'm just afraid of flying too close to the sun and having my wings melt and falling into the sea.
But let's talk it through.
I can't even
He's
imagine how
lying,
strong
though.
those wings would have to be.
He's got a
anywhere near the
stupid
fucking
look on
sun.
his face.
Yeah, he's trying to be funny instead of we're trying to make you open up for once and let listeners into the real you, which I don't think they've ever really seen.
What is more real
Or
than I'm
heard.
afraid of failure? I mean, that's a pretty.
Why though? Like what is it that you're afraid is going to happen though if you fail?
Yeah, nobody cares about you, so you're not letting anyone down.
Yeah. Well, when you put it that way.
Really? I mean, what is there to be afraid of though?
Failing, and
But what will happen if you fail? What do you think's
I
going to
don't
happen?
know.
Who's going to be upset?
It's a fear of failure and the unknown. I don't know who's.
But you have to love failure, dude. That's how you grow. That's how you learn.
Like how many times? I mean, you see people who fail a lot, and still, but through those failures, they learn. Though you see it firsthand. I mean, and tell him, Steve Dave, how many things have we fucking fucked up, but then we've used it to our benefit and turned it around and made it either something. We've made something out of lemons constantly.
I'm
not lemonade. I was going to say lemonade, but we've taken lemons and turned it into something at least digestible.
Some sort of sour like prison toilet bowl
You could choke
wine.
it down if you really try.
What's that called? What's that Wayne called?
Jenkum?
Bruno.
What is it, Jenkum?
Jenkum. Shot the 2-liter and shook it up.
I mean, I don't.
It's almost like you're his dad. You're like looking at your son.
I feel
how I
like
figure
at
your
times,
must
like
look at me.
I feel at times like and again, just almost like a father. I feel unappreciated too at times because I feel I have kind of taken an interest in him, and at times I'm like, well, why? He doesn't seem to care or appreciate it, and I get annoyed by it.
Turn him over your knees.
Do you think it has something to do with the fact that you don't have a son?
Oh my God! Now we're getting real.
Right. Like that just occurred to me. Like
Fuck this shit.
you never.
Yeah, and like I can talk to him about stuff I can't talk to my girls about.
Right.
I try to talk to him about sports, but I get frustrated because he doesn't know shit.
Right. Well.
or music.
Or maybe music. Like I feel like I talk like what you like this song on. I've never heard it before, and then I just find myself just zoning out because he's almost it's the conversation's just inevitably.
Tell him a story about my missing watch.
Yeah, but kids are often disappointing. You know?
Yeah, but I mean, not my gals though. I mean, I've never been disappointed by them, but I guess because they're flesh and blood, and this is just something I've
Just flesh.
Just lots of flesh.
Lumpy flesh.
wow. Though,
Yeah.
could it be
I think it might be, man.
that I'm
He's
so
the son you never wanted.
You've had a couple of those, right?
Not anymore.
Thankfully, the girl didn't either.
He charged it.
Do you think it's just my fatherly nature?
I think it is because I've never really seen you take this level of interest and care in someone.
Can you say? I want honest opinions right now, or honest answers, and then I don't think he'll care. If not for me,
Right.
and my interest in him, do you think he'd be here? Like after we met him, the couple times early on in the podcast.
No, I know for a fact that
He would have fell by the wayside, and you would have ever spoken to him about it.
Never would have.
Again, right?
Well, I was so angry at him for
Yeah, Q
stealing.
detested him.
And what about you?
Pretty close. Yeah, pretty goddamn close.
I mean,
Q angried up my blood.
so I mean, there something early on was there, like I guess.
Yeah, I think there was just. Well, look, he obviously
Sympathy?
needs help. So I think that factors into it, and then just some fatherly instinct kicked in.
How come I don't? But like, I think though, I'm telling you right now, if I don't get some sort of like feedback or some sort of like what's it called?
Progress.
or acknowledgement of all how how you're supposed to treat a father. You don't treat a father the way you're treating me.
What did he get you on Father's Day?
Shit.
Oh my God.
What's on Father's Day yet?
Father for a while now.
I happen to have a very nice Christmas present for him for this year set up already.
He did give you something nice for Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the
sweatshirt.
next Christmas.
It was a nice
Next
sweatshirt.
Christmas. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
talking next
yeah.
Christmas.
Oh, you're already planning for next
I
Christmas, huh?
already got the gift.
Right.
What about Father's Day?
I have something I eyed out for Father's Day. It's on my computer screen right now.
Oh boy.
You got to throw a barbecue for him. Just you and have a catch. Maybe learn a couple stats. What would you want to talk to him about? All sports or just hockey?
No, all sports.
Yeah.
I mean, but you know what? And I don't mean to be like a good father, though. I'm not just going to say the bad things because, I'm proud of him though when he does come at me with some knowledge that I'm surprised. It looks like he actually did a little bit of homework to talk about it to me about.
Yeah.
Brian wouldn't know that.
Here's something else Johnson wouldn't know.
Johnson.
All right.
Like
so-
what? Do you have an example? You want
Just
to try?
like sports, like it sounds to me like he did a little bit of homework, but before the Super Bowl, so he at least could talk to me about the Super Bowl a little bit.
Did you do some research?
I listen to some sports stuff.
Well, now get him. Does that make you feel good when Walt says something nice like that?
I'll let you know when it happens.
He just did.
Oh, he does that all the time now.
I mean,
Is this the way that you talk to? Is this the way you talk to your father, Q?
No,
I'm not going to ask you, Bri.
no. You got to respect the old man.
No, if I was doing the podcast, my father, yes, that's how I would talk to him. So.
Oh, your real father?
Yeah.
Wait, you disrespect your father?
No, I joke around with him.
Right.
Yeah.
You shouldn't disrespect your father.
Didn't he kill a guy at a Puerto Rican Day parade or something?
Was accused of it. But he did rescue a guy out of a burning building after he set his own house on fire.
All right.
And got hit in the leg with a hammer in the process.
So this is what he talks about instead of.
So what? So what do you tell people about your comic book, your work father though?
My comic book father, I when I turn on an episode,
It's the footsteps you're following in.
You know, do you ever tell him about the time I saved that lady on a trail in a foreign land?
I brought it up
before.
before.
Got all fucked up.
Yeah.
You know. The
I
only you talk
rescued a
about.
dog from
But I tell people, I say, you watch that show Comic Book Men, that cool guy? That's someone who gave me my job.
That's my dad.
That's my real dad.
No, that's my work dad.
But that's what I'm
You see
asking.
that big tall guy? Yeah, I'm smarter than him.
All joking aside, you don't get him. You don't like when Walt said something nice, like he just said that doesn't do anything for you. You're not like.
It does.
So why don't you strive to earn that more? Do you think?
I do think I try to.
I don't think he he can help it too.
Well,
sometimes.
I try to try.
But sometimes I guess like what I try is not something that he's used to giving a compliment about. Like I try to make a really great looking eBay listing, and I remember one
what
day.
Are you laughing at? That's he's.
Dad, look! Have you checked out this listing?
No, come on, man.
Because
remember one day
why am I laughing? Because then I could point to you 5 listings where I'm like, why did you do this? Why did you put this in there? And why did you omit this? So like it's.
I could give you a solid example. One day we were selling this
So
tin.
if you're saying 5, so you're saying 20% of the time it's a home run with him. 80%.
No, that's
grounding out.
No, that's too harsh.
No, I have
more sports talk before.
I have a solid example. We're listing this this tin wind up Dracula.
Yeah.
And I did a nice listing. Took all these great pictures. I found a lot.
I don't
of
even know about
information.
this. This is the first I'm hearing about this.
Okay.
And I said, Walt, what do you think? He goes, that looks good. And I was like, oh, thank you. He's like, no, I'm talking about the picture. I mean, how the thing looks, not the actual listing that I did. He was talking about the picture.
Well, you took the picture, didn't you?
No, you were talking about how the thing itself looked, like the wind up Dracula, how like it was painted and everything. And
So there's some disparity between whether he's talking about the listing or the actual item. You're saying, yeah. And what were you saying? That you took a nice picture.
I don't even remember.
It
this.
was so insignificant.
Yeah. I think that I just feel though that you shouldn't be afraid to fail. You have people who are rooting for you and are trying to help you, and you have to at some point you got to take a shot at it. You got to get up to the plate and take a couple swings. Don't matter if you strike out.
Yeah, like you know how there's like only one set of tracks in the sand, right? And even though they're backhoe tracks, because that's how Walt was carrying you. Still, he was carrying you.
Would you buy into a book buying? Would you want to be a part?
I would.
I mean, is the seamstress this fucking reluctant? Because like, does Q know that this is your guy?
Well, I think though that like.
Or you're like, would you like to join a thriving concern?
Q's Brews, Q's Binding. I think I could all.
Q's Brews, we could pull the trigger any time. Ask Clown Brewery wants to make it.
I mean, it's one of those things though. It's like is it crossing that line?
What do you mean?
Is it like is that line crossed? Then are we in a different?
Now we're fucking Meisterbrows.
Is it watering down the brand though? I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying it is, but I mean, you have to make that. You got to put it to a vote, I guess, not between us.
Yeah. Well, I guess the first question
Twitter is Q a sellout?
I'll tell you, I'm a sellout. That's
I wish I could sell out.
Are you a sellout?
Yeah. I think that I have.
What can you point to as a sign that you sold out?
Well, like I will do.
You wouldn't say Mexican before. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
no, that's not.
That's not selling out.
That's not selling out. We like I've done things that I don't really want to do for the money. Like like with those guys that hang out by Home Depot.
Fuck that, man. You set a price. I paid that price. I don't want to hear any bullshit now.
In California last week. We've done like commercials for things and stuff like that I've been like,
Who?
So like
Tom
Check
Steve
Cereal
Dave?
was like
no,
Kicks.
through, yeah.
All right, but what about how about Tom Steve Dave? Have we sold out yet?
I don't think we sold out. No, knowing the shit that we don't make, you know what I mean? Like I still think we hold true to our thing of like we're only going to make merch if it's good, something we would like, and if it makes sense. We haven't really gone crazy making shit. I think.
I agree.
So like
Yeah.
the TSD koozie would be like the tipping
Right.
But what about the TSD skull cap?
Did we make
brought
that?
it up. We never brought it up, but it's for sale right now, and I've gotten a few emails about how they were not complimentary.
They don't like him.
They thought we thought it was a sellout. Not using those words, but the certain part of the fan base was not happy. But that we
I would
put
tell
out
you
the
why.
news.
Can I argue on our behalf?
They're up on merch table right now.
Right.
I got to tell you, this puts MeUndies in a twist.
Go ahead.
They're designed in LA where Q and I just went. Sustainably sourced from modal fabric, 3 times softer than cotton. And guess what? You can save time and money with a monthly subscription. If you're not ready for a subscription, that's okay. It's okay. Because MeUndies is offering you 20% off your first pair. Just use MeUndies.com/TESD and you're going to get 20% off. And if you don't like them, you don't pay for them. Revamp your underwear drawer. You deserve it. Really. Like, a nice pair of underwear is going to make you feel good. They got 5 packs. They got all kinds of shit,
I'm
down.
down.
Get them. You're spending the night with a lady. You strip down. You don't want her to see some fucking yellow tighty whities and shit.
Oh, he
No,
doesn't.
she sees that pair of MeUndies I got off you. That nice blue pair.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You should have asked first. I had no underwear for the rest of the day after you got them off me. So MeUndies.com/TESD.
Just checking the time. I got to leave.
Okay. And what were you guys saying about selling out? I'm sorry.
I'm going to defend this on the beanies before I got to pull the ripcord and go. Tonight's my retirement dinner for the FDNY, so I don't want to be late for that.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you, buddy. Because people asked us to make those beanies. We weren't just like, let's just make them and sell them. People asked us, and we were like, I don't know if people are going to like them, so let's put them unannounced on the website. We didn't even fucking beat the drum and say we responded to what people asked. We did it. If people like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I mean, I felt not trumpeting or even mentioning was a way to be like, it's there if you want it. If you're there looking at other stuff and you see it.
People get weird, though. They get very weird about that kind of stuff. Whereas, personally, if I saw something and I'd be like, oh, that's weird that they made that, or it's not something I want, and I get angry at everything, it would just end there. I wouldn't think any more about it, but like a beanie, you don't have to buy it, so who gives a fuck?
Well, you know what I do like about the Ants is they take this show very personally. They have ownership over the show. You know what I mean? They feel part of a community. So I don't mind if they're
Is that
like
a long-winded way of saying entitled?
No, not at all. Not at all. I think that they, are keep an eye on it.
They're
and
invested.
They're invested. And they're like, whoa, this isn't like, look, content on the show, I'm just like, go fuck yourself. We're going to do what we want. But that's all we can provide. But to make things outside of it that they're like, that I would listen to. I would listen to that and take that in consideration.
A beanie, though. To me, I think if we went...
But it doesn't
like
start
the
with a
the
beanie,
shit that we've
and the next thing you know, we're doing keychains.
No. Oh, wait, come on.
And beer though.
And I don't know. No.
That's where you got to. That's where you got to. You have to sit down and really think about it. Beer.
Yeah. Well, somebody came to us with to us with the offer, and
Because then we're almost like advocating drinking now.
He is. Well,
yeah,
hated it all fucking weekend.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I think with something like Hughes Brews, it's more fun. It's not like anybody's getting fucking rich.
We're not going to make
anything.
money off it, right?
Nobody's fucking Look, Walt called me a failure earlier because that beanie money did not. I don't know.
Did I say failure?
I at least
did
heard.
I use those
That's what
words?
I heard. Yeah.
That's what he always hears, no matter what you say.
In my head throughout the whole day.
Did I actually use the word failure? Go back and listen to the tape. I don't.
I don't know if you want them to. I think you use the word
Did I use
failure
it?
often.
I may have.
I don't think you went
He
once.
deals with me, so
I'm just so mad at my son.
my work son.
My work son. Yeah. Well, I didn't mean. If I said the word failure, that would be very inappropriate. I think. You're not a failure. Neither are you, and you're not a failure either. Get him every day that you come
You
in.
don't kill yourself. It's a success.
Don't ever think that way. And if I feel, and sometimes you've heard the term tough love, right?
Yes.
That's me. That's me all over. I'm just like
Toughest love you're ever going to
yeah,
get, man.
if I'm smacking you around, it's because deep down,
Why don't
you know what I mean.
You're my son.
Why don't the police ever listen to that when they show up? And I'm like, I'm just giving her a little tough love. Q, you got time for a quick fat news?
Yeah, I do.
So, 'cause
I got
this
five more minutes.
Okay, this will affect you.
Boom, baba, boom, baba, boom, baba,
Fat news. Ooh, chicken.
I know how much you like soccer, and I've been working on this for a while.
Yeah.
I can get primo seats anywhere.
Really?
Yep. Want to
Where?
know why?
For what team?
This is for all FIFA matches.
All right. Nice.
All right.
It's a wide array.
Speaking of wide, it's because I'm fat that I'm going to get these tickets, okay? Because special access tickets are going to be in 4 types. Wheelchair user, easy access standard for disabled people, people with limited mobility, and people with other medical conditions. Easy access amenity for people with guide dogs or people with a medical condition with assistance dogs and people that might need additional leg space due to limited mobility. Okay, got that so far, right? Mm-hmm. Obese persons.
Oh.
Easy access extra width seats for people with a BMI that is equal to or exceeds 35 kilograms squared shit. This is fucking... Somebody sent me this. Email Jan Harden. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. You're now being rewarded for being an obese fatso. That to me is fucking crazy. And I'm not talking about the people who, like, through genetics they can't help it. I'm talking about the other 99.9% of people that are like at the stage of eating fucking hot dogs and
Well, how much are
shoveling
they
shit
really
down
saving,
their fucking
though?
throat. I don't know if they're saving, but these are going to be better seats than
You don't
your
know
average
that.
person.
they're just gonna be
This
wider.
is hot. This is hot button.
But at least they're
Because
getting
This
out.
is too hot button.
I caught shit. Not too hot button to talk about. I said remember last week on
with
I
Fat
said
Faith,
about
the
Faith
fucking fat
about
You
how
what shit for that
people
too?
were like, you really think smoking is as bad as you really think obesity is as bad as smoking? And I was like, I don't have the scientific facts, but it seems like they're both unhealthy to me. And a lot of people were like trying to
had to
school me
defend it,
on it.
huh?
I didn't defend it because I never claim
Well,
I
they
know what
say
I'm
heart
talking about, so I didn't want
They
to
say
defend
heart
myself.
disease is the number one killer, and obesity leads to heart disease.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But man, you can't. They don't want any sign of like saying that
But so-
morbid obesity is bad.
But
you want to go to this fucking soccer game or not?
I'll go. I'll go.
But
I'm
watch
in.
some of these clips in these shows. They have these people who are like, "Oh, I've never had a doctor tell me that I'm unhealthy," and like the people are like, "Are you sure about that?" Oh yeah, no doctors, and they're like 600 pounds.
I don't know how that's possible. My dad's rail thin, and doctor's telling him recently that he is borderline diabetic because of his diet. Like, and he is rail thin. So can you imagine if you threw on an extra 200 pounds on the guy?
What's his diet?
He's just whatever the fuck he wants. My mother tries. God bless her. She tries, but he's just like
Probably
eats
on that
whatever he
road.
wants. Yeah.
Washes it all down with a sweet Q's brew.
You'll take care of me, right?
That'd
Work
be
son?
awesome.
Yes, we're
Yeah, later. How old are you, get him?
38.
And yeah, he's definitely dying before you anyway.
Real
Just
quick,
as long as I don't,
It's just a funeral in the future you're going to have to pay for.
just as long as I don't do it on this
I'm
property.
gonna bury him in a white long box.
In your yard.
No, not on this property.
No, not on my property.
Just throw him in that marsh across the street from you.
That's what he did when I was moving the boxes. He was like trying to push me out down his driveway.
I say we make another fucking skull out of his fucking another kissing devil skull out of him.
I before you go too, I had something I wanted to ask you. I thought we could roll it real quick into what was it? What was that one segment we did? Q's Broad Thoughts.
Broad thoughts.
Broad
yeah.
thoughts. I don't know if you have time to weigh on it, but maybe we can talk about it next week, though. Did you hear about this new invention?
Is it called Blue Apron? Because Blue Apron is the number one fresh ingredient recipe delivery service in that country. Their mission is to make incredible home cooking accessible to everyone. They have a good impact on the community. Everything. Look, how many times am I going to say this?
They're
Everybody,
amazing.
if
As
you
many
cook
times as they pay.
Yeah, I guess so. If you cook together, it builds strong family bonds. They show that Blue Apron families cook nearly three
That's
times
why.
more often. Yeah. Those who spend a lot at restaurants or high-end grocery stores can now spend under $10 for a delicious meal. There's all kinds of. To go to blueapron.com/TESD and get some affordable, awesome, delicious shit. And that's it. So, what were you saying?
Did you hear? Oh, I didn't. I know it's kind of touchy now. I didn't know there. There's a
There's a broad
there's
here.
a lady. There's a broad in the room.
Who's got thoughts?
But did you hear about this new invention? It's we are living in the space age.
Yeah.
There's like this glue that women can use
Yeah.
when they're on that time of the month.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a new invention.
Seal them up.
Yeah, so that and they don't have
But then
to,
where does the blood
Where
go?
does it go? Yeah.
it just stays inside. You didn't hear about this?
Oh, that sounds horrible.
Yeah, look
I
at
know,
this,
that
right?
sounds like
Walk
even if-
around
Yeah. You never heard of
filled
this?
with blood.
It's brand new. It's causing a bit of an uproar.
I think at the end they have like a special release agent.
Oh my!
No.
This sounds awful.
The only thing that can make it the glue like dissipate is that the word, son?
Yeah.
I asked my son, not Brian.
He's like, good move, Dad. Because I would have only had to correct him anyway.
Is urine. Urine is the only thing that will dissolve the glue.
So they got to pee and then reseal up.
Yes.
It
Oh,
was,
wait, is this something you're working on with your son? Is this another business?
no, it was designed by.
Framing it like, hey, have you heard of this new thing?
No, this is a real thing. And I want to
God.
get like Q's broad thoughts. Like, what's your feelings on this?
So this sounds like a thing from a horror movie. Like this sounds like German Nazi bullshit. Like they're sealing up a vagina so the blood collects in it, and then when you pee, it all comes out like The Shining when the elevator doors open. Like, it sounds fucking horrible. Oh my God, it sounds.
Carrying away couches and shit.
Is there going to be that much? I mean, I wouldn't know. Is it possible that it's that
Does
much?
it get that much?
Yeah. Does it ever get the Shining levels of flow?
But isn't it? I think though this is because we're dudes.
Yeah.
But wouldn't it be better to have that than to have clunky things like
I don't
like
think
the way
so.
you
Who
like,
the fuck didn't flush this tap?
You could use a moon cup.
I see that sign in some of the restrooms.
Right.
Like or hotels. When I'm at a hotel, it says don't flush these things down the toilet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a
They should
problem.
have a glue stick there
Yeah,
now.
but what if you don't put on the right amount? So community glue stick?
What?
Community glue stick?
I think most people would be like, what? Has this been an ongoing issue? Just glue sticks? Not knowing like the context?
But feminists are very upset though about this.
Why?
They're upset that it wasn't invented sooner, or they don't like it.
They're
It was
upset.
invented by a man.
It was invented by a man, and it feels. I guess it's not.
It wasn't everything?
Tell him, Steve Dave. I don't know.
This has been a production of Smodco Internet Radio. Sir, only at smodcast.com.